Welcome back to Michigan Muscle Car Garage. As you guys can see here in the background, we got old Two-Face back on the ground. We got the rear end all situated. We got brand new Mosier axles put in, a brand new Mosier mini spool. We had to take the rotors down to a buddy of mine in Port Huron, and he put them on his lathe, and we got the bolt pattern drilled for 4 3/4 for the Chevy bolt pattern, which is great. So as you guys may know or may not know, I don't know if people who follow me on Facebook probably know this. Last year, at the end of the year, we took old Two-Face out just to have some fun at the end of the year with some good friends from Port Huron, my hometown. My buddy got his Plymouth Arrow with a big block stroker going, tube chassis car, and he wanted to meet up at Lapeer at the end of the year and shake it down last year. So I decided to go with him just to have some fun. I didn't do any video, and I just went and hung out with some friends that I haven't seen in a very long time. And we went racing and had some fun. And it was kind of a cold day. And we ended up doing four or five passes, which we only successfully made one good pass all the way down. And we did an 8th mile run. We made it to the 8th mile, and old Two-Face got a little loose. And the other times it went, we spun right off the hit. Well, the last pass that we did, it power hopped real bad, and I didn't notice it. And we were getting ready to go back up to the track or back up to the lanes and do another pass at the end of the day. And a vehicle before us blew his transmission right on the line, put tranny fluid everywhere, so we called it a day. So my buddy called again this season and said, hey, we're going to Lapeer again. You got Two-Face ready to go? So I started doing maintenance on it, and it got later in the evening, and I didn't want to fire it up and, piss my neighbors off. So I had the wife and the boy help me shove it back in, and that's when we heard the infamous click, 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 or banging in the rear end. And I decided to jack it up and pull the cover, and found out we broke, matter of fact, we got, I threw the center section of the spool away. But here's one piece that the axles go through. It chipped a piece off of that. And then obviously you got little blocks that sit into here, and then your pin goes through here, because this is still a C-clip rear end, which is not ideal for as fast as we're going. But on these Ford 8.8s, which this is called the Super 8.8, it came out of a 2001 Ford Explorer PPV. Police vehicle. It doesn't have the speed sensor gear on the back, next to the ring and pinion. It's pretty beefy, but the only way you can get rid of the C-clips is to cut the ends of the 8.8s off and weld the Ford big ends on, and then you can put a full spool in it. So I didn't have time to do that this year, so I ordered a new Mosier mini spool, which is I think that spool that was up there that we exploded was a Motion or a Motive Gear or whatever. It was kind of a cheaper one. But this is a Richmond mini spool, and we have the axles that our good friends Kevin and Heather hooked us up with last year at the Bay City Rollers race. He was going to put into his, but he ended up ordering a Quick Performance 9-inch. So he hooked us up with the axles, and so we put them axles in here, and I had my rotors drilled, like I said, for the 4 3/4, so we could use it with our brakes and rotors and all that. So we're good to go there. And I just got done doing an oil change. I went through all the valves, set all the rockers again. everything's good to go. So this weekend, Saturday, they are having test and tune at Lapeer, the lid again, and all my people from Port Huron, all my friends from down there, from my hometown, are going, and we're gonna go also. We are gonna go try and be able to keep the front end down. We did get our nitrous express progressor hooked up, so we're gonna dial that in and see if we can get a personal best out of this thing, and without doing monster wheelies. So I just wanted to give you guys the update on what happened with the truck. I'm sorry we didn't do no videoing last year on it, and I don't know how much videoing we're gonna get. Jenny is going with me Saturday. I'm working on getting some GoPros for inside that we can mount to the cage. That way we can take you guys with us from the inside view. But everything takes time, guys. But like I said, the truck is ready to go. I got all the antifreeze drained back out of it, water added. We actually put a restrictor. There was nothing in the thermostat, that was just open. And last year, when it was hot out, I noticed the temperatures were starting to get around 200 at the end of a run, time I got back to the pit. Well, there was no restrictors or anything in there, so I bought a set of, I think they were Moroso 2 or something, restrictors, and I went with, they got small, medium, and large, so I went with a medium. So we're going to see if the temperature works, because it's actually supposed to be mid-60s this weekend, and the sticky icky track guys are there, so the track's going to be on point. So I figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride and see if we can get old Two-Face here dialed in, and see if we can get a personal best out of the old girl. So we'll bring you back when we get to the track. They come down hard and didn't like something. Fuck. Lit up. There's your fans. Box took a shit.
What happened?
The ignition box took a shit. Son of a bitch. It came down hard from that wheelie.